What is up, everybody? Escape211 here, and we're on the test server. We're going to be looking at the Fragment 14. I will put the build up that I have here for my Guardian. And this is a pretty interesting weapon because it's actually the first of its kind. We haven't had a close-up weapon that goes beyond 12 energy, so to have something that goes beyond that is pretty cool. It's also 14 energy, which is odd, but maybe they thought 16 would have been too powerful. I don't know. But in all honesty, this is not, I don't know, I struggle with this weapon. To be perfectly honest, I've played a lot of matches with this, and I haven't had any that I, like, survived the whole time. So I have no idea how well we'll do right now. But, okay, we can get him. I mean, you can see that it has really, really good damage, but only as a rare. You know, you can see where other ones would be even more powerful if they do come out with higher, you know, heavy weapons that are close up like this. So, you know, I think it's interesting, but the weapon requires you to get really close. Like, you know, even starting to hit stuff with the legendary implants that I have is in the 40s, 40 meters. And then its optimal range is like less than 20. I don't remember exactly what it is, like, you know, 13 or 15 meters or something. So you got to be like right up in the face. And the problem here is that the 32 energy mechs that would utilize this in the way I am with dual weapons, there's not many that are going to be really good at getting up in your face. Guardian will be one of them. Panther also would be decent with this weapon. Here we go, I can get you. Why isn't the other one shooting? Okay, there we go. I was like, only one is shooting right now. But, okay, I can get this guy. It's a little nerve-wracking, too, like, this weapon, like, trying to use it with Guardian. I don't have enough to kill those guys. I really want to. And I mean, you have to consider that I'm using, like, this thing maxed, all the legendary weapons, I mean, implants that you can have. I'm not using a legendary pilot just because I thought I would want the speed from Neymar to benefit with this. Oh, can we get this guy? No, he's going to run away. Oh, I thought I could get him at the buzzer. Dang it. Okay. So, I mean, there is that lackluster element to it where it's like, you have to get everything realistically. Like this, I also have the range implant for Guardian, which is really elusive and hard to get. You don't have to have that. I could also see where redox would be pretty good with this, but since he's, you know, squishy and doesn't actually stop the enemy damage, like Guardian's ability can, you know, there's a lot of risk in getting up close. You know, I tried it with that. It was tricky. But both of these kind of builds I could see working in some 2v2 and 5v5 on the right maps. This one isn't exactly an ideal map, so depending on how we do, I may not even use this footage. But I've tried it with 2v2, and it works pretty well. But again, it's something where it's like, it's not like you're going to easily even dominate, I think, against top-end AI, where it's all maxed out like this. This is also just a weird weapon because it's at 14 energy. There's not really a whole lot of places like it makes sense to use outside of maxing it for a heavy mech, right? You could use like a 14-6 build at 20, but you'd be better off using a 12 and 8 build. And then like maxing at 16, you're going to use dual 8s or a single 16. Maxing at 24, you're going to use dual 20 or dual 12s. And it just like, it doesn't really fit in a lot of places. So this is like the only spot where it makes sense, but you're not really utilizing all your energy like you would for other weapons on max, or I mean on heavy mechs that would just, I think, overall do better. You could maybe utilize this for like a light mech if you had it 6 stars but not maxed as a singleton, but even then, kind of weird. So it's just limited limited places you can actually use it. Oh my gosh. That's the other thing with this weapon. Like, if you expose yourself too much, which is likely going to happen, you're probably going to die to something else. I did try this with Scorpius. It was not great, just because he's squishy. He does have the speed, and he does have the ability that, like, he could be useful in CPC with this. Gatecrasher is a similar kind of case, where you can try to use your ability to pull people in and then do the damage up close and finish them off. But, yeah, it's still not great. Yeah, and as you can see, I mean, even this, I didn't, like, even this was a decent run because I survived, but I didn't do crazy good like I have with plenty other weapons, right? Even the AI has one that's higher than me. So it's just like, this is not a weapon I think is really going to be that great for a lot of people. And I'm trying to show it against max bots so you get a realistic placement of it. But if they ever came out with better heavy mechs that might utilize it, that could be interesting. But you guys can let me know what you think of this weapon below, and we will see you out there on the battlefield.